All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. Welcome to live stream number 152, March 11th, 2024. And as the thumbnail said, it's a great week. Why? Well, for a lot of reasons, but look behind me. Look at that. There's light coming through the blinds, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening. What a great thing. So we're celebrating daylight savings time, right? I always get confused between when daylight saving time starts and ends. I guess it just started, and then it ends in the winter. Whatever it is, we're in that time where the sun sets later and the clocks get changed. That's a discussion in itself. We can certainly talk about how you feel about that, but I think most people agree. Just leave it alone or leave it where it's always daylight savings time. Because in the wintertime, when it gets dark at 4 o'clock during the dead of winter, there's kind of nothing more depressing than that. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, we talk about on the live stream tractors and outdoor projects and DIY and firewood and life living in the country. It's what we talk about. It's what the channel's about. And then, of course, the live stream, we talk about other things too, like daylight savings. But if it's your first time here, please say hi in the live chat. Let us know that it's your first time here. Let us know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? We'd like to welcome you tonight to be part of this little live stream family. We meet every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we talk for about an hour. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes it's just me, like tonight. But either way, it's a good time to get together. I'll tell you, I was just kind of being very casual before 7 o'clock, and I went in. I changed my shirt, and because the other one was looking kind of nasty that I had on today, and I looked down at the live stream platform here, and I saw 40 comments. And I thought, wow, people are really starting early with comments. And I looked at the clock, and it was like 6:57. I thought, oh my gosh, like I only have a couple minutes left. So I don't know where the time went. I know where the time went. You know where it went? I got this in the mail today, and this is a jury selection summons card. So I jumped right on and I registered because I never want to, I don't want to forget about that. So I went on and they do everything online now, which is kind of nice. I filled out the form online, and then they take you to a orientation video, and I just put it on in the background on my phone and watched that, listened to that. It was actually really well done, but it was 24 minutes long, and I was afraid of stopping it because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get back in. So I was kind of setting up the live stream and watching the orientation video, listening to that as well. But anyway, I'm all registered, and we'll see if I get selected. It's one of those things that's like jury duty, but then again, it's kind of the right thing to do. So that's what's happening to me, and that's why I was running a little bit. I wasn't running late. I was just running up to the wire. So about tonight's show, well, we're just kind of free rolling here, just talking tonight. I thought I would answer some questions about that Flail mower that I just bought. That was a video that I put out most recently. Talked about that. The video before was about the SSQA, or the quick attach front end loader assembly, and had some opinions on that. I think some folks out there may have misunderstood me. Some of the John Deere guys thought I was being critical of John Deere. I was kind of joking around, but we can talk about that a little bit too. Anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll do a sticker giveaway tonight. Here we go. Here's some stickers. Oh, there they are. There they are. That'll be toward the end of the evening. And of course, if you have a question tonight, again, if you're new, post the question in the live chat in this format with the word question followed by your question, and then we'll see your question. Meanwhile, let's take a look who's here. John did a super chat somewhere in there. I see that. Thank you, John. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Awful kind. I'll see that in the comment section here as we go down. But Mulligan Farms looked like they were the first ones here. Yeah, right away. Mulligan Farms said, pick one and leave it. Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people feel. I don't know why that's so hard to get done. I'm not sure what the argument is. Yeah, I don't know. Are there people that are in favor of the change? Some states don't do it at all, which must be really confusing if you live on that border. Kent from Hope Construction is here, enjoying the extra daylight. Chevhead Ed is here. And Daniel, good to see you, Daniel. And John and Mark from Anisto Key. And Mike, good to see you, Mike. And our friend Ross. Oh, Manisto Key. There's another great controversy: cab or no cab. So you can check out Mark's latest video: pro cab or no cab. There are times I think that a cab would be in the way, bulky, but then there are other times where I think that'd be pretty nice, especially if you have a factory cab with air conditioning. That'd be real nice in the summertime. That'd be grand. That'd be real nice. Bob is here. And, well, who's your handyman? All right. Yeah, the weather, we had soaking rain. I mean, it's March, right? Soaking rain, really nasty. And then today, cooled off, but it was windy and sunny, which is fine. I don't like the wind, but it really helps to blow across the ground and dry things up. We got Lake Lucinda there that filled up again, but it'll dry up. It always does. But it came back quickly this time because the ground is so saturated. So, but it was nice. I just took a walk. I just took Hachi out for a walk through the woods, and with the sun, it felt really great. And the woods is nice when it is windy because it's kind of a wind block. So, but yeah, John says goodbye snow. You never know. There's still always that chance, right, that it could happen. I remember when I was a kid. My kids love that when I say that. When I was a kid, my favorite uncle died when I was about 10 years old, but I always remember him saying, the worst snowstorm we ever had was in March. So don't let March fool you. I don't think he sounded like that, but that's my best impression. I have no idea what he sounded like. It was would be to have a recording of that. But man, I love that old man. He was fun. We have a post that I saved from the old house because it was in the basement and the bottom rotted off, and we did some renovations. But we had a 2x4 post where all of us kids would mark our height, and that was a door. Sorry, not a post. It was the basement door, and Mom would mark our heights. And there's Uncle Paul on there, and he was like not even 5 feet. You look at that, it's like, oh my gosh, he was so little. He was always bigger than me because he died when I was young. But I look back, I didn't realize how little he was. Kind of funny. There's Kim. Hello, Kim. And Chris from the Watershed. And there's Linda and Frank. Thanks so much for being here. This is fun. I hope you all enjoy getting together. Obviously you do, because you keep coming back. And that's a good time. I've been reaching out to a few people to get some guests. And that's always fun to have a guest on the show. Here's a question. Thank you, David. And I don't know if I brought this up on the last live stream, but are you still using the DJI Action 3 DJI mic these days? Oh, I thought you were going to ask about the the drone. Just to recap, about a month ago, I smashed the drone into a tree, not intentionally, obviously, but I had it in sport mode. I was trying to be creative and get low shots, skimming over the trees. I was too low and smashed right into a tree, broke the drone. DJI service is fantastic. I sent them the drone. It was $339 to repair it. They basically said they replaced the body and the camera, gimbal. Um, I think they gave me a new drone or a remanufactured. That's probably how they do it. I don't know. But it's perfect and $339 mistake, but way better than buying a new drone for $1,500 plus dollars. So happy with that. Lesson learned. Anyway, the Action 3, I am still using it. In fact, it's not even on my desk because I had it downstairs. I've been using that a lot. This is the original DJI Action Cam. This is kind of my backup, although I don't really use it. It's good if you want to have a different angle. I really don't use it that much. I should probably get rid of this, but it's always nice to have an extra. The Action 3 looks just like this, only it has some different firmware. The picture quality is a little bit better than this. One thing I like about it is it has an adjustable field of view. I realize it's probably all digital, but the DJI Action 3 has a narrow field of view, which gives it more of a traditional video camera field of view rather than Action Cam. Action Cams are purposely a very wide angle, and that is handy, but not always. Especially if you're vlogging and you don't want to appear. My head's already egg shaped as it is. I don't need anything looking more egg shaped. Uh, but it has a narrower field of view. So I like the Action 3. Using the mic, I still have a problem with it, although it hasn't reared its ugly head for a while. The mic was disconnecting, and I've been working with DJI. They took it back once and replaced a circuit board somewhere, and it's it's finicky. So I've had a few problems with it, um, but again, it hasn't done it lately. So we'll see. I go to that camera because it is so convenient. I mean, you see how small it is, and the fact that the mic is integrated. I like how convenient it is to grab. It's not the best picture quality. When I want good picture quality, I'll use my Canon, which also is not here. Yes, it is. My Canon M50. This is my M50. I've got the kit lens that it came with, but this is the Sigma. This one's the 30 millimeter. I've got the 30 Sigma prime lens and the 16. I think it's a 16 millimeter, which looks fantastic. Great quality. Again, not the best camera, but it works really well. Um, it doesn't have a headphone jack, so I can't monitor the sound. I mean, it's a very popular camera for YouTube, and it still performs really great. I like this camera quite a bit. It's just again not as convenient as that little DJI. You got that versus this. Anyway, thinking about the can never remember of it. The one on the stick that DJI sells. They just updated it. It's got the 1-inch sensor. Um, they're they're not even available for another month. Like sometimes I put it in my cart just to look. It'll say delivery would be April 15th or something like that. So looking at that one, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, happy with that. And about the drone, talked about it. Yes, I have used it. In fact, recently I took some shots of the guys working on the roof here for the shed dorm that we're building, and I used it for that. So it's working great. It's perfect, and I do love the drone. Just have to be more careful with it. Uh, oh, very nice. When I asked about how you found the channel, well, Chris found it by using a spiritual medium with a crystal ball. Thank you. And they said, "You will love this channel, Chris. You must watch it." Appreciate it. Again, John, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. You can put a comment in there too. All right. There's questions for other people here, but not for me. I just had to sniff a little bit because my this cold is still hanging in there, but it's just about gone. Like 2 weeks now. That was a rough one. Yeah, Chev Head Ed would like a flail mower. Listen, I looked for a flail mower since I've had the tractor. So that was 2019. I've been looking on and off now for 4 or 5 years. Uh, they're first of all, they're not cheap. They are rare to find. And when you do find them, the ones I found in the past had been sitting out in the field for years and they were all rusty and I didn't want to mess with that, even though they may work fine. But even those were expensive. So, um, it wasn't a must have. It was just like, I'd like to have one of those. So I just searched for it now and then. And of course, this one popped up and I'm so happy with it. I can't wait to really use it more when the grass starts growing. But uh, now that I have it, initially, I struggled with that. Like it was a good deal for $1,000, but I was still like, "Ah, it's $1,000, like, do I really need that?" And but now that I have it and I spent the money, I'm like, I'm glad I did that because I think it was well worth it. And I'm probably going to sell my finish mower. I don't think I need that. Um, I said long ago I probably should have just bought a bush hog instead of the finish mower. Then I did buy the bush hog at the auction a few years ago. It's only 4 feet, so it takes a long time to mow that 3-acre field. Uh, but the finish mower, wasn't necessary for that field. But now got the 60-inch flail mower, which is the same width as the finish mower, a foot wider than the bush hog, does a nicer job. I think we'll just use that for the field, and probably sell off that finish mower, which is also valuable. I think I paid $2,500 for that finish mower, brand new from Land Pride, obviously. Um, so I'll have to see what they're worth, but I think it's going to more than pay for the flail mower if I sell it. Yeah. So let's catch up on some comments here. Hey Neil, good to see you. Enjoying the chimney lesson. Yeah, we've done some neat little projects. I've been recording the uh, dormer construction on and off. I try not to bother the guys. They don't necessarily want to be on video. They don't want to talk on video. So I'm just giving updates every couple days and getting some shots. So I'll probably put together a little farmhouse adventure video for that. Probably not the Neil Kof documentary quality that you're used to, but I'll put something together. Neil, I just watched your video about the F-150 and how you choose a truck, and I really enjoyed that a lot. And I kind of you made me feel bad, Neil, a little bit. I'll tell you why. Because I wrecked the Silverado last summer. I didn't wreck it. We got rear-ended, as you guys know, and it got totaled. And the insurance company cut me a check for the value of that truck, which I made out really well with. I bought the truck used in 2017, very much like the way you do it, Neil. Uh, the Silverado, it was a 2014. I bought it used in 2017. I forget how many miles it had on it, like 38,000 miles. I think it was 38,000 miles. Pretty low miles. Bought it in 2017. I paid $25,000 for it in 2017. Uh, During the pandemic, the value of that truck, even with, I think it had 90,000 miles on it by then, uh, I think I could have gotten almost $29,000 for it during that pandemic season. But I like the truck, and I thought if I sell it, I need to replace it with something. So I planned on keeping that truck. Anyway, crashed it in 2023, and when the guy rear-ended us and totaled it, and basically got 25,000 from the insurance company for the truck. So it worked out well. Again, I was happy with that truck. I really like that truck a lot. Um, I got into a rental, and the rental company gave me an F-150, 2021 F-150, and I liked it a lot. It was faster than the 14 Silverado. They both had the V8. The Silverado had the 5.3. The rental truck had the 5.0, and it was probably just tuned a little bit different. I know the 2014 Silverado was the first year of that style. Um, and I think they had tuned it down, at least the throttle control. They're not a throttle cable anymore. They're drive by wire where the throttle control is like a It's almost like a volume. The gas pedal is like a volume knob, and you could tune them. You could get a chip or something that would change that. And essentially, all it does is when you press the gas pedal, it racks the throttle body quicker to make it feels like it's faster. Anyway, the Ford might have been adjusted that way. I really liked the way the Ford felt, and I thought I don't want to be biased and always buy the same brand. Uh, Although I've always been more of a Silverado fan, I just thought I feel like I want to do something different. I want to try something different, and I liked that the F-150 of the newer models were aluminum bodies. The Silverado had not gotten any surface rust or anything on it yet, but you see trucks with rust, and I thought, well, aluminum's pretty neat. Although I later learned from somebody that even the aluminum trucks, they don't rust out, but they corrode, and you still could have that. At any rate, I bought the 2021 F-150 because I wanted to have, since I plan to keep these trucks for a long time, I wanted to have a low mileage truck. I wanted to have a newer uh, model. So the 2021s were the new style, the new era, whatever it's called. Um, so I went for the 2021. I knew I wanted to have that. I knew I wanted to have the V8. Just like you said in the video, Neil, that the V6s are on paper, well, not even on paper, they are just as powerful as the V8, if not more powerful. I think they have more torque. People tow with them, they love them. I just, I don't know, it was old school. And like, I just want that V8. Plus, the V8 sounds really cool when you stomp on it. But anyway, I knew I wanted to have the 2021, wanted to have the V8. Uh, I was specifically looking for the extended cab, not the four door. Um, I didn't really want a four-door truck. I wanted a longer bed than I thought I want a bed where I can fold the gate down and haul 2x4s that are 8 feet long because the bed's what, 6.5. So I thought I don't want that little 5.5 foot bed. I want at least the 6.5 foot. Don't have kids in the back of the truck anymore. So I just wanted the back for throwing tools and things like that. Uh, so I like the look of the extended cab, super cab, I guess it's called, or I forget what they call that. Uh, so that's what I found. But this will hurt your head, Neil. I paid $43,000 for it. So I went for the payments. Had obviously had money to put down on it from the other truck, but had to finance it, and that's how it works. But we got a new truck. Only had 8 or 10,000 miles on it. So and I don't even need that. I bought that because we have the camper and we plan on using that more. I want to have a good, reliable truck if we decide to take a long trip. But otherwise, if we didn't have that, I'd be happy with a truck. I don't travel a whole lot, so I would have been okay with anything. But I don't know. I just got caught up. I also wanted some bells and whistles. I admit it. I liked what I really love. My favorite option of this truck. I'm thinking of all the options it has. Now, obviously, I like the things I talked about, but it has adaptive cruise control. I love that so much because I like using cruise control, but I hate how, even with cruise, if you're on the highway, you end up inching up to somebody, then you got to dial back the cruise, or you just have to adjust it. But the adaptive cruise, you set it for whatever speed you want. It has a set distance from the car in front of you. And if you have it set for 55 and they slow down to 50, the truck slows down to 50 and it keeps that distance. It's really a nice feature to have. So I got caught up in, I want that thing. So that's what I got. All that from seeing Neil's name here. How about that? Anyway, go check out Neil's video because, like all his videos, it's super well done and really fun to watch. You're a very watchable guy there, Neil, obviously, because your channel has exploded and you get great views. And I really am happy because you deserve that success because you've put a lot of work into your channel. I've seen when we talked, Neil was a live stream guest. And at the time, I don't know how many subscribers he had, but certainly not near what he has now. And we talked about certain videos that he had done that were super well done. I mean, really well done, and didn't get the views. And it's kind of sad because they're well deserving because he's a great storyteller. All right, enough of that. Enough about Neil. I'll just continue to look through comments. Well, there's a fun fact, Jeff. The worst blizzard in U.S. history was on this day in 1888. 400 people died. What state or states was that in? Interesting. A fun, non-fun fact from Jeff. Bringing us down, man. That is interesting, though. March 11th, 1888. That's, what's neat about that is to think that this house was here at that time. This house was standing. At the property records say 1880. We think it's older than that, but very interesting. Everybody's talking about the truck video. All right, good. I didn't have to talk about it because you already did. And Mike just picked up the Action 3. Good. You'll like it. You really will. It's good. I think it's great. Osmo, thank you. That's the one, the Osmo. No, it's not. That's not the one. What's the thing called with the little gimbal thing? Pocket. Thank you, Neil. I think you're using that, Neil. It looks great. The Pocket, I don't know which one's out, the 2 or the 3, whatever the latest Pocket is. Osmo Action, not Action, DJI Pocket. It looks like a neat little camera. What I don't like about it, or what scares me about it, and maybe Neil, we can talk about this sometime, because again, I think you have it. It just looks so fragile. I like the Action camera because it is not fragile, and I can mount it to the tractor. The Pocket, although it has the gimbal, super smooth, 1-inch sensor, looks great, just looks fragile. Kind of scares me, or maybe you just need both. All right. Yep. You know what I should do? I should read the comments further because I started asking questions and I had to read down. It's like, oh, you answered the question. Thank you. Hey, Frank. Thanks for being here. You were scrolling through Facebook and found the live. I appreciate that. I hope you're checking out the other videos and stop on over to YouTube as well. But I do upload the same videos to YouTube and Facebook. So we do have a Facebook audience and a YouTube audience and a TikTok audience and an Instagram audience and a little crossover between. Right. Here's a question from Winslow Saw and Slab. Question: do you wish you had more horsepower on the orange machine? In-laws are getting 50 acres of hills and weren't sure on the size to get. 50 acres. How much of that are you going to actually use the tractor on? Is it open space? You're going to mow it. Is it wooded? You're going to be in there. Some properties, it may be a 50-acre property with only 10 acres really usable, depending on if it has cliffs or ravines or whatever. But I would definitely recommend something bigger than the B2601 for 50 acres. I do wish I had more horsepower. Even when we only had the 4-acre property, there were times I thought I could have used something bigger, even on 4 acres. And certainly now with 33, I could use something bigger. So yes, I love the tractor. I think it's great. It does a great job, but I know I'm always kind of pushing it to the limit. So I don't know what to tell you to get, but I would definitely get something bigger, at least in the 30 to 40 horsepower range. And again, there are people here much smarter than me that could answer that question for you. Who's your handyman? Bought a GoPro 12. The GoPros are pretty nice. I did have one. I had an old one that my brother gave to me, and it was neat, but it was an old generation one, so it really wasn't great quality. But they outperform, I think, video quality wise, the DJI Action cameras, but they're also more expensive. So it's, that's the price you pay. But I think they have a much better picture quality. So, okay. We'll look at more questions. I do have all the time to mow now. Thanks, David. Thanks, buddy. He's referring to the fact that I'm YouTube full time now. All right. Interesting question. Outdoor adventures. Anything about the Mahindra Rockster? I don't know anything about it other than it's cool looking. I've looked at it, not in person. I've never seen one, but I've watched videos of them. They're the Jeep looking things, right? Yeah, I think they're cool looking. I don't know anything about them. I don't, as much as I like them, I can't see the point, at least for me. It's a looks like a pretty good size, almost like a full size older Jeep, but you can't make them street legal, at least not here in New Jersey. So I I don't know why I'd want it here. I mean, I'd want it just to have it, but I don't think I'd really use it much. So, but I do like them. I just wish they were street legal. And maybe we could put farm use tags on them and get away with riding it down the road. Possibly. I don't know. We can get farm use, like your tractors and stuff. You can get a farm use tag on it. I don't know how that would work. So here's a question from Cities Tech Homestead Adventures. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, will you do a video showing how those duck feet mulch? I want to flail mower because the brush hog doesn't break up the branches well enough. Yeah, the brush hog, um, it whacks down small trees and tall weeds, and it just gives you that rough cut. But it does leave pieces of tree sticking up and doesn't mulch things up very well. But it gets you through some pretty thick stuff. Um, yeah, I will. I'll go over those duck feet because they were new to me. As I mentioned in the video, I've always heard of the Y blades for the flail mower, and I heard of the hammer heads or hammer blades, which the duck feet well, of course they look like duck feet, but to me they look like the hammerhead uh, cutters, uh, but they're just like pressed steel, where the hammerheads are forged solid steel. I don't think they're cast iron, but they're like a cast metal, real heavy duty. These look like the same shape, so maybe give the same results, but not as heavy to go through, some of the brush and things like that. But the little bit I used it, they mulch really well. So yes, I will be doing videos on the flail mower, especially when spring hits and things start growing. So thanks for being here. Thanks for your question. I do appreciate that. And you must have a channel yourself here, so we'll check that out. Thanks very much. I know, Joseph. The minute I sell the finish mower, I'll say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." I feel pretty confident that I won't need it though, because I think, well, anyway, I know it's like you want to keep it all. So there's John. When I said you could comment too, yeah. Hey, how about that? You can. Thank you, John. You didn't have to pay for the comment, but thank you. Appreciate that very much. So, okay. Oh yeah, we're missing Dave from RCAF Polar Express. He's been working a crazy schedule. Apparently, he texted that to us. So yeah, we all miss Dave being here. Maybe he's watching this in the replay. So if you are David, you are missed by many folks. All right, maintenance with Mike loves his F-150. Yep. You know what? Back to the truck. It's kind of funny. I searched so long and hard for a super cab, which is the has what we used to call the suicide doors. It's the short cab, doesn't have a back door, or it does have a door, but it opens from the front to the back, and it's a narrower cab. It's handy back there. Um, I did not want the four-door truck with a short body. This is what I wanted. Now that I have it, I think I would be happy with a four-door truck. I've gotten kind of used to the look. I used to think they look stupid having this more cab than body or than bed. I thought that was kind of, but now I'm getting used to it after all these years. And I also realized too, and I should have told myself this, I use my 5x10 utility trailer most of the time. If I have to get anything bulky or long, I really don't use the truck. Like if I had to go buy, maybe if I had to buy a few sheets of plywood, I could slide it in the truck. But I went the other day and I bought like 20 2x4s, and what did I say? I picked up windows for the dormer, 5 windows. I could have fit that in the truck, but I just threw it on the trailer. I like using the utility trailer because it's low to the ground. It's big and wide enough, It's light to haul around. It's really convenient. So looking back, I could have gone with the 4-door truck, the shorter bed, and just use the trailer when I need to get things. I prefer the trailer because again, it's easy to unload. Um, these trucks have gotten so tall in the back. I don't like it. I mean, it looks cool, but for utility, they're not convenient. Like even when I have to go to the dump on the weekends because we don't have trash pickup here, to get up on the back of the truck, the older trucks were lower and you could hop right up on them. This one you got to scoot up. Plus, being over 50, these kind of things change too, right? But uh, it's not easy to hop up on there. I didn't get the tailgate step that Ford sells because buying used, you don't have that many choices. I kind of wish it did have that tailgate step, which again I thought was goofy at first, but now I appreciate it. The Silverado had the bumper steps on the sides, brilliant, loved it. Uh, Made using that truck so convenient. So uh, I, I'm still not. I like the F-150, but I'd still go with the Silverado. I still like them a lot. So, Mike, I got the V8, the Coyote. I don't know what generation it is, but it's a nice engine. All right. So, yeah, David thinks the new Chevys are ugly. I don't know. It depends. None of them are that attractive. But I'll be honest, I was getting a little tired of the Silverado square wheel wells. Like I started looking at it thinking, oh, what's up with that? And I like the Fords had the round wheel wells, but they're all good these days. I think that's what I think. There's our friend Tim from Tractor Time with Tim. Good to see you, Tim. Hope things are all going well for you. I joked about Tim. He put out a little short video, maybe it was Facebook or a reel or something, where he had a, a catwalk on his garage door, actual walk for cats, not for people. And I called him Tigger Time with Tim. Hoosier's a Ram guy. Yeah, my nephew, my brother-in-law, they've got Rams. They're great too. I had old trucks. I had the 87 GMC, which is a Silverado basically. I had a 93 F-150, 92 F-150. These were all old trucks at the time. A 97 Chevy work truck, two-wheel drive, V6, rubber floor mats, 5-speed manual, roll-up windows. I love that truck. I had wished it was four-wheel drive, but it was like a $2,500 truck. I loved it. That one also got wrecked. Again, not my fault. I got T-boned in that truck, and it was brutal crash. So I'm lucky. I'm been lucky to have two significant automobile accidents, all within a few years of each other. I had that when I had the accident with the black 97. I thought, well, okay, I've made it through a serious accident. I should be good for life now because you think that shouldn't happen again. And then we get rear-ended with the Silverado, which was pretty serious as well. Neither one though resulted in uh, any significant injuries. The other one where I got T-boned was actually worth. I'd broken several teeth, had to get caps put in, but actually didn't break any bones. That one had the manual shifter, and I got hit so hard, even with a seatbelt on. I snapped off the shifter with my ribs when I got thrown against it, and it snapped it off, but didn't actually break any ribs. So interesting. Uh, yeah, thank you, Neil. Yeah, it's a good truck. I'm not complaining about it, and the fact that the Silverado was paid off, and then I got the check, which was more than half the cost of the Ford. I didn't feel bad financing that 20,000 to get basically a new truck. So I'm happy with that. It's all good. Uh, Chris, what's wrong, man? Why would you hate adaptive cruise? I don't understand. We need to talk, Chris. You hate it. Why would you hate it? I don't get it. Call me, Chris. I love it. And not only that, it actually applies the brakes for you, which is cool. If you're coming up and somebody slows down, I mean, I play sometimes, but it, if the car comes to a stop, the adaptive cruise will actually apply the brakes and it will stop almost as good as a person does. And then when that car takes off in front of you, it starts going again. It's brilliant. It's almost like automatic driving. This truck also has you can turn on the lane keeping, which I do keep on as well. Um, and you get close to the line, and it actually pulls the wheel back and pulls you back. Um, I don't love that all the time, but I just think it's fun technology. You know what else I like is the automatic dimming headlights. They work really great. Never have to think about that. Even has automatic windshield wipers. You have to turn them on, but once they're on, you can just put it on mist mode or intermittent, and they'll be intermittent. But if it starts raining hard, they'll go into full blown wiper mode. That's again pretty neat. Now, Ross, the start stop. I agree with you on that. I hate that. In fact, my good brother bought me a module. I had to take the dash apart, and I could put a module in so that I can turn off the start stop function, and it stays that way. So yeah, I have that disabled on my truck completely. I don't like that either. In fact, I think I heard that the newer ones don't even have that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know anybody that likes that feature. So all right. Am I getting behind on comments? Skip, question for the family here. Got a front tractor on the BX23 that has a slow leak. Should you put a tube in it? Uh, I think that would be a good idea. I mean, if you don't know where the leak is, but I would find the leak first. Find out what it is. If maybe it's just not seated on the rim properly. It could be leaking around the rim a little bit, and that in which case you can break the bead, clean it up a little bit. You may solve it. If it has a pinhole in the surface in the treads area, you can, I guess, plug that. Uh, but I mean, a tube seems like a good fix to me. Just make sure that there's not a nail sticking through or something that when you put the tube in, it's going to pierce that as well. Uh, and David's saying, do not use a tube. All right, that's something to research, I guess. There's a lot of good tractor folks here who would offer good advice on that. I'm curious why you would say do not use a tube. Uh, I agree that slime makes a mess. Okay. Yep. All right. There's Ben. Hi, Ben. I'm just scrolling through because we're getting behind here, and the evening's ending. We got to do a sticker giveaway. I'm looking now, scrolling through for questions. Tony G, good point. Back to the adaptive cruise. I agree completely. The only bad thing is sometimes you find yourself following someone going under the speed limit and you don't realize it. And I have done that. I'm driving along, and again, if you're going like 55 and like all of a sudden you look down, you're going like 45 or 48. You're like, when did that happen? Like I need to pass this guy, but I just been kind of on autopilot, no pun intended. But yeah, that is true. It's like, how long have I been going this slow? I didn't realize it. Wow. Heated steering wheel. I never had the luxury of that, but I think that'd be nice. We don't really have brutal winters here, but um, yeah, that'd be nice. I do have heated seats. I like that. I don't think the Silverado had heated seats, but this one does, and I like it. You know why I like heated seats? Not because they're warm. It's because it's like having a heating pad on your back while you're driving. It's like, oh, that's pretty nice on my back, like a heating pad all the time. Um, yeah, the other thing I would like this truck to have that it doesn't. I don't know why they put different size gas tanks. This one's got like the 25-gallon tank. There was an optional 36-gallon tank. I'd rather have the bigger tank, especially with a truck that's getting 18, 19 miles per gallon. Uh, you can go through that pretty quickly. I mean, it's good fuel mileage for a truck. I'm happy with that. So, Hey, buddy. There's my friend Allie. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'd like the bigger tank. Question about the camper. Any mice? I was in there the other day. I have not found any mice. Um, I do have mouse bait stations around the camper, around the barns, around the house. I got lazy for the past month and a half, 2 months. I didn't check the bait stations and refill them. They're probably all empty. And I got to get better about that because they work. They eat the bait, they die. I don't feel bad about it. But last thing I need is for mice to be in that camper. And so far, things look okay. I'll see when I de-winterize it if I find any evidence, but so far, nothing. So let's do a sticker giveaway for those of you who have been waiting for that. And what we do here is I'm going to place a word or a phrase on the screen. We're doing this sticker giveaway. You can win all three. We'll do the same thing as last week. If you have already won these stickers, look at me trying to turn them around on camera. If you already won these stickers, you can still enter and just let me know, like, hey, I already won those, but send me the bumper sticker instead. I'll take. So you have your choice. Let me know what you want. We'll default to these, but if you already won these, you can say, hey, I'd like the bumper sticker, and when we connect that way. Anyway, I'm gonna do that now, and we will pick a winner for the stickers because that's a fun thing that we like to do, right? I'm going to place this word or phrase on the screen. You type it in the live chat exactly the way you see it, and then we'll randomly pick a winner. Today's word is not actually a word. It's this. Hashtag DST for daylight savings times. You can do uppercase or lowercase or combination. Doesn't matter. Don't put any spaces, though, and use that hashtag. Hashtag DST for daylight savings time. Enter it in there. We'll probably get about 30 entries or so, and then we'll call it. And somebody tonight will be the winner. There they are. We've got the original orange sticker, which is a fan favorite. I just ordered a bunch more of these. Got the black and white monochromatic sticker, which I have not ordered more of these and probably will not. But you can get those limited edition now. And of course, the old 25,000 subscriber celebratory silver sticker, which seemed like such a big deal, but now we're up to 47,000 subscribers. We're almost at 50, which is coming up soon. So celebrating that, but this is also it's a relic now because I'll never make these again. So that'll be included as well. Anyway, thank you all for being here and for watching the channel, for subscribing, for following on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. The channel has been growing consistently. We like to use the term organic growth, which is really great because what we find is very few people unsubscribe. So we want you here because you want to be here and because you like the content. And I appreciate the feedback. I can take some criticisms. So let me know if there's anything that you'd like to hear from the videos. I get some, of course you get some brutal criticism where you're like, all right, that's just somebody having a bad day. But anyway, feedback is always welcome. So, all right, when this song ends, we're going to draw it. Actually, right before it ends. Am I missing any comments? Yeah, you can hit that like button too. Thank you for that. Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Here we go. Oh, the winner is W1LDT1M. Did a robot win tonight? Well, congratulations. That's our winner for tonight. And here's the routine. Here's what you got to do. Wait here's what you got to do. I'm getting there. Send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Be sure to write that down. Let me know that you were the sticker winner for this evening. If you already won these, which I don't think you did because I don't recognize that name, but let me know what you'd like, whether it would be these 3 or the bumper sticker. Anyway, I need you to email me with your name and your mailing address, and I will get these in the mail to you. Congratulations to our winner this evening. Bam. Awesome, right? Okay, so let's go back to a few more questions before we wrap up, and then we'll come back hopefully next week. By the way, we've got holiday coming up. When is that? Next Sunday is our St. Patrick's Day. So we we won't be celebrating that on the live stream, but yeah. Anyway, next week, the old St. Patrick's Day. So do something Irish. I don't know. Anyway, it'll be our son and his wife. It'll be their anniversary. Gosh, 7 years, I think. Wedding. They were married on St. Patrick's Day. Bob will be in Colorado. Good. Is that a good place to be? Probably. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So again, feedback is always appreciated. You can use that email address to contact me for any reason whatsoever. If you have feedback, if you have ideas for, um, a guest for the live stream, always love to hear that. Um, Appreciate that very much. Again, I've been emailing folks for guests, so I like to have interesting people on here that kind of work with what we're talking about. But continue to watch the videos as they come out. I do appreciate that. As I said, this is my full time gig right now. Making this work, or making this it's a job, but it doesn't feel like a job. Anyway, I was in the video production business for years, so this is kind of coming full circle to doing this. So anyway, supporting the channel, all it takes is watch the video, give it a thumbs up, comment in the comment section. If you share the video, that's fun too. But your support is genuinely appreciated. Can't thank you enough for that. So it's Monday. Spring is coming next week, which is exciting. So listen, I appreciate you being here. I hope that you have a great week. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.